Got a 2014 Yamaha Grizzly. Problem we're having is once it warms up around low to mid-range acceleration, we got some backfiring and kind of rough. So checking a few things at once, kind of leaning towards a couple other issues here, but I wanted to bring this video here specifically for the parameters and diagnostics mode. So to get the diagnostics mode, you want to have your thumb switch here to the off position. You have your transmission in park or neutral. Disconnect your electrical connector here of the fuel pump. Now it's disconnected, your pump's not going to run during your test. Before you turn your key on, you've got to hold, select, and reset together when you turn the ignition key on. Hold these down, turn the key on. Okay, release. You're going to touch them again for a few seconds. Alright, so I'll talk through the different things, what these all mean. D1 is your throttle angle. As you depress it, it's going to climb. So you can go slowly if you want to make sure there's no dead spots in the sensor. It's like a rheostat sensor, so if you start missing some legs, you would know. You can just go up really slow. Your throttle positioning sensor is working, which is that guy right there. Moving the parameter up here to number 3. This is your barometric pressure difference between the intake. So to test this out, you are going to crank the engine, varying the throttle, and this number should change. I'm not cranking mine at the moment because I'm working on getting the valve lash checked. I just checked the intake side a few moments ago. I'm going to check the exhaust later, but I want to leave my timing where it's at, so I'm not going to do that for now. Moving up to DO5, that is going to be your intake air temperature, and all of these readings are going to be read in Celsius. So right now it's defaulting to -30 because I've got my air box off and my connector here. But you can match the surface temperature of your air. I can cheat with this thing, put it in Celsius, and I can check the temperature inside the air box, make sure it matches what it's reading. So if I had this hooked up, it would match outside air temperature. Moving up to 6 is your engine coolant temperature. That's pretty straightforward, 18 degrees Celsius. If you were to stick your temperature down here on the engine, you'd be able to read your engine temp, reading about 18 degrees Celsius. And we're reading 18 on a gauge, so we know that's right. Number 7 is vehicle speed pulse. So of course we're not going to read any speed right here because we're parked, but that's how you can check your speed sensors. Moving on. 8 is your lean sensor. So this is the sensor that if you had tipped your machine over would keep you from starting. And that is this sensor right back here, right behind the battery. You might be able to see it a little bit easier from here. Yeah, she's kind of this guy right here. But your normal reading for upright is going to be 4 or 4.4. I think that's what the chart says. And if she's inverted, it'll be closer to 1.1. 9 is fuel system voltage. So for this test, you're going to switch this to the run position and you're going to see your voltage. You've got 12.1 volts. It matches battery voltage, or at least it should. Turn the switch back off. D21 is your neutral switch. So we're in neutral. If you come off of neutral, I'm going to hold the brake. If you come off of neutral, she's not going to read. It's only there for on and off of neutral. D30 is to check your ignition. So you can put a spark tester on the end of your spark plug boot to a good ground to check for spark. What you're going to do, leave it in D30. You're going to turn this on, and the coil is going to pulse 5 times, and it will match with the flashing of the check engine. So you might be able to hear it, you might not. In this case, I could hear the spark plug snap, and I don't know if you guys could hear it, but you can put a checker on there if you want to verify. 36 is going to test your fuel injector. It's going to activate it. Same as the last test, we're going to switch this to on, and it's going to mirror with the check engine flash. Alright, now you know that your injector has actually been activated, so you're hearing that pulse and open up in there. D50 is going to check your fuel injection system. I know we just checked the injector, but this checks the relay. So we're going to cycle this, and you're going to hear the injector relay up there. You know the relay is powered and working. Switch this back off. Moving on to the next parameter, D51. This test is going to check your fan relay, and your fan is actually going to cycle with this one, so just be prepared. You're going to turn this on. It's going to mirror and match the flashing check engine. Alright, test is complete. Moving on, D54 is going to be your idle speed control, so your ISC valve. To test this out, you're going to switch this to the on position, and you're going to see your actual valve actuate, and if it's in the machine, it'll be right there. This will check the function of this. Just switch the key on. And that test is complete. We'll move on. This is going to be your fault code display. 0 means there's no history, and if you have a 1, that means that there is history. So in this case, there's no history. Now we're moving on to this. This is your malfunction code history. And if there is a code, they will display over here. And if there's more than one, they will cycle through on repeat. So we've got 4 history codes on this machine. If you had no historical codes, it would have simply just a 0 right here. All right, and this is malfunction code history erased. So this is actually recording that there has been 4 instances where the malfunction history has been erased. D70 here, I don't have much for. They're calling it a control number with a range anywhere between 0 and a set number. I'm not sure what the D70 means. Maybe you do. I don't think it's really going to be that helpful for what we're doing right now. Hopefully that I have given you a pretty good rundown on all the different functions that you can do right here on your actual onboard diagnostics. So that's pretty sweet. In case you're interested, this whole machine here I've been having some problems with. I'm in the process of checking the exhaust valve lash. My intake was beautiful where it was, but I'm honestly leaning towards this guy having an issue here, because I think it's partially hanging open. It has a slightly elevated idle, and mid-range is kind of choppy, backfiring, and things it shouldn't be doing. I verified I got good fuel pressure, which should be about 50 pounds, and it stays pretty static as I'm getting into it between different areas of throttle. My spark is strong. I've checked my timing down here when I had these off. I verified my timing. So my valve lash is good, my timing is great. So that leaves either this guy having an issue, or I've got just a general fuel quality issue in here. So I'm going to put some fresh fuel on this thing, because the fuel in here doesn't look terrible, but she does have some color to it, and you can't see that well from here. I know it's crazy how much that bad fuel can really mess with you. I really think that we've got a problem with this guy here, because with the key on, engine off, this thing gets over 200 degrees, and it should not be doing that. So I might have a failed component here that's shorting, and if we don't get this fixed, it might fry the ECM, so we don't want that either. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully I helped you through my headache, and it'll help you get through your headache. I had to do a lot of research to find all the specifics on this. I like to share it with you. That's what I'm here for, sharing information. God bless, and see you on the next one.